People, most welcome to my channel as we are hitting a very important point in history with all of humanity. We will see that this year 2024 is going to move very fast with everybody, and everybody will have a new view on life, will have new perspective, and eventually will open up into new creative fields that are actually required for our own evolution, as we are releasing the old worlds, everything, terms, stubbornness, ego, the entire madness of the planet is actually moving into a 0 point, and thus we all together in a unified field, in the body of one, move into a new axis position, and that particular axis position is going to define your extreme fast forward movement. That is all about making new decisions, bringing through new goals, and uplifting the self into that authentic geometrical pattern that is required actually to perform your task in a light environment, in a light body, as the planet is turning its ascension a lot quicker right here in 2024. So a lot will keep on collapsing. I see a lot as well for those especially willing to train themselves be into the beyond in their own field of education, regarding the spiritual growth, regarding their living light embodiment, opening up massive light codes from within, because changing consciousness actually at the swift speed of light is available for everybody, and that is where we are hitting a very important clock that is ticking about making decisions. I see a lot of social media collapsing, people not knowing how to communicate anymore, because somehow many lost consensus to trying out new things, to be a creator and not live like in a sheep environment, but be so passionate about life that every day you have new ideas, every day you come up with new inspiration and aspiration, and that can only be defined by your source that is running wild through the heart center when connected to it. So here we will see as well those who are truly willing to open up their vibration into the next higher frequencies, grounding, and that is a level beyond the first 12 dimensions, which we can all do. There's nothing about 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D and all that talk about. We are moving far beyond that, which is quite naturally, and reason why. If you purify the self, you sit in meditation, you get your light codes, you get geometrical pattern, then it's a matter of working with it, purifying stubbornness, purifying giving attention to the outer world, purifying angers, purifying diseases, purifying lack. All these things are important, as right now we are returning in to that nucleus point of the entire solar system that is our home, termed Shambhala, the great sun centralizer, starting to centralize the entire tree of life with 22 fields of living light consciousness. And thus, when many people on their path on ascension work in meditation and grounding things, setting their goals, working with the selves, opening from the inside out, and do not feel whatever they do, then chances are very high you are not aligned to the divine, you are aligned to the old matrix, and thus you cannot move out of the old soul degrees that keeps recycling consciousness all of the time. And when it recycles consciousness all of the time, it keeps on, drumming the same beat in your life with every problematic static going on, actually. And as we are moving fast, so solutions can come in fast if we're willing to do that particular work that takes us there, because moving into a light embodiment and upgrading into a complete universal embodiment, a story within the entire cosmos, means that you need to become living light from the inside out. Soul consciousness doesn't know living light. It does not exist because it cannot kick in. So every degree needs to be felt. Otherwise, you're still streaming on soul ego consciousness in the matrix and not in the crystallization process that we are hitting this year. And thus, as the entire purification process moves into the Aquarian energies, and Aquarius is something that is an essence, actually, that moves very, very fast. It's like the wind, moving from one idea into the next and flowing, and not, even be bothered by anything in the outside world. And that is a great thing. So here, those people, there's so many not willing to release and change what is held within, will actually reside or keep on vibrating in their vibrational density created by the self. And this is no longer resonating actually with everything of the higher frequencies of today, because if we look at the outside world and we allow it to influence us, then they make our vibration, they make up who we are and what we are. And once we, remove that from our energy field or thought patterns and consciousness, we will see that we can open up beyond anything termed conflict. There is so much conflict in a human body, in the energy fields, the energy bodies, when removing frequencies, densities, troubles from the mental, emotional, and physical field. So this is very important, because if you want to move in life very freely without any obstructions, then what doesn't move freely, like you feel energy wheels all of the time, you feel frequencies anchoring in, you feel the movement with the axis position of the earth 24/7. So when you don't have that, then we need to refocus attention, because everybody can attain that. Everybody can receive their own codes, can receive massive data, as long as we remove the old fractured soul data and replace it by spiritual data. And thus that costs a bit of work, but with the work in, from setting a foundation of your embodiments in a light body that moves celestial, universal, and into the beyond, we refine. And thus, with it comes a new platform in which we start to communicate telepathically all of the time, 24/7. So I do this a lot with the animal kingdom because they need a lot of assistance. So the signs of your progression occur actually when you start growing. You will see those signs everywhere, with beyond what everything was reality for you. And thus, for the incoming day, we increase, especially here in 2024, we increase the sensitivity to vibrations, to energy fields, as they becoming more and more visible by the day. And that is, of course, also very, very different for everybody. So it's that awareness to the higher senses actually that make you feel and see and taste all these energies we have forgotten about, that will bring in new experiences that are already on your front door. It's a matter of picking it up, doing the work, knowing how to do it, and we educate ourselves up there. So here, with new experiences, we find here the frontal lobe, that position of the brain, changing, because you will feel shifts happening in your vision. You will become a lot more omnipresent, and thus we will see as well, we will go through some dark days, very dark days, in which everything, communication will be cut off, such as internet and social media and everything. But it's nothing scary. It's a matter of moving you into a higher level of awareness in which you start finally taking responsibility. Because without taking responsibility for our own energies, we cannot possibly achieve anything. So each time we are required to release, we need to let go beyond anything termed free will. If we still align to free will, we cannot achieve anything at all, because you will be directed by your ego. Anybody aligned to divine will be directed by the divine sources and forces in the entire cosmos, opening up geometrical patterns, opening up designs, opening up codes that are particular for you, and thus you learn to work with it and make yourself happy, because all these solutions actually reside in your individual design, and not enough people at this particular period of time have been educated actually in how to do that. So it requires a light body into the new tree of life. It requires you working with all your energy fields and upgrading from there on. And then when you open that from the inside out and you work with frequencies, numbers, geometrical patterns, other codes, then these codes redirect you again, and they create subcodes, and that is how shifts in consciousness actually happen. So here you may find yourself actually revisiting over the course of 2024 old stuff, and even, ask yourself, how could it be that I was actually deeply captured in such things that no longer make sense to the self actually at this point? And that is great if you can experience it, and there's many situations that will pop up. It will go very, very fast, and thus each time when we open up and clear up, we can overpower lower vibrations all of the time. When we overpower that, we need to be aligned to our own word, to the what of our own self-empowerment, in which we command that. And that is very, very fancy. It's fun to do so, because when you start commanding the energies, then you can command the outcome of situations, right? So you need to be in a higher belief system with your source, your spark, your spirit. And that is not held back by the mind. The mind is controlled. So in spiritual consciousness, we only have brain faculties. And the brain is being directed by a source, by spirit, the Holy Spirit. So it means that in divine will, you always in perfection and get more and more and more. In free will, you get less and less and less. And thus, that's what we see in the outer world with the system collapsing. So here, most of the time, many people in the outer world will reveal to you what you need to focus upon, what you need to let go of and take action in some new direction, because the old directions will no longer work either, and so you get a different reaction from people, right? So here, another important item I would like to expose here in this video especially is that people do a lot of work in meditation, a lot of work polishing the self, in their diet, in their fitness, and so on. And many times they have to extremely poor or no results at all. So reason for that being is, first of all, residing in the chakra system that needs to be removed. When you reside in the replacement of the chakras that is held back by the matrix, and you move into the pillar of light, you move from soul into spirit. Secondly, removing the matrix, replacing it by crystalline grids. Third, removing the mind control. And everything that's mind control is very important here. Is actually the subconsciousness levels, the extreme deep subconsciousness levels that are kept hidden within, so we don't see them. And everybody who birthed on the planet has these levels of subconsciousness, and reason why the control, the manipulation, and all these layers kept you dormant right in there, and reason why they lowered the matrix to such a degree you could not remember anything from the living light world, which was actually the intention all of the time, but we can change our intention today. So what the outer world does, what others do, is not of our interest. When we can say cannot be bothered by it, then you start focusing on the self, you start focusing on the greater service you have from within to others, and thus your greater purpose will be revealed while doing your service work. Actually, without doing anything in service work, you won't find any fulfillment actually. So purpose, goals, fulfillment all change from 2024 on, because there is an acceleration of energies happening with a delete button to that density. And many people actually do reside in divine will, but actually don't know it. And many people reside in free will, like that ego is such a big thing for them. So that is troublesome as well. Here, making new choices, you know, getting out of anything that keeps you in captivity, and, you know, making, beginning or starting out with a purification of the subconscious, the deep subconscious, and the extreme deep subconsciousness level. That is what is coming through here in the next incoming month, because the planet Pluto and its universal aspect, that is the universal white dragon, that is the highest purification you can perform, and that comes through white, that comes through the invisible way, and that comes also through the creamy way. So these are all aspects of the white way, moving white in Aquarius. So here, like Aquarius is very speedy, don't be concerned about astrology anymore, because it won't make sense. It won't make sense at all. Astronomy makes sense. So opening up to the higher degrees, everything in Aquarius, that is new technologies opening up, very high knowledge, opening your own tablets of knowledge, and then moving with the white ray, that is the continual purification of anything, control, manipulation, purification of mental, psychological issues within for the next 20 years. All I mean to say is there's no escape, there's none. So here many people, animal kingdoms transitioning very fast, to many other realms, can further their education over there, or can start the whole process here and stay on the planet for a long time. So speaking about hundreds and hundreds of years, because we are done with the reincarnation process. So here, if you feel somehow like, yeah, I'm lost, I don't know where to start out, how to do it, how to re-educate, because that level of education and moving into a light body from the physical body right now can be done right in 3 months. It used to be 10 years, so take advantage out of that. The young are doing it and they feel it and they know it. And so here, of course, I offer these courses so you can, if you want, subscribe to my newsletter and get a lot of directions and new information coming out every week. But here the importance is, am I willing to go all the way, or would I rather stay in old stagnancy and not remain in evolution? Because evolution today states we need to change every day, change consciousness, adapt to it quite easily without having complaint. If you have a complaint, release it immediately. So that is how fast it's gonna go. And once we move in a light body that moves all the way into the universal anchor, universal embodiment, then you know, whatever happens, you can balance out and harmonize the energy fields all within and around you, like in seconds and minutes. These are features coming true right now, and I feel them right now all of the time. So here also the process with transmuting the biology into living light particles doesn't need to be painful. If it's painful, if you have symptoms and headaches and pains through the bones construction, to anything else, that means you're not aligned to the divine and the crystalline grids. Nothing should be a hassle or should be painful, or that means that you don't feel the energies that you are meditating with, and you are not grounding them. Because if you ground them, you feel the energies, and energies can never hurt you. They can only resurrect you. So I hope that brings a new level of understanding, so you can load your new backpack, release the old home environment, and I think people are moving homes by the packs this year as well. But here you can just do it literally, or just, you know, emotionally, mentally, and especially in your psychologies, thus working especially with the glandulous construction and the removal of all these levels in your subconsciousness. Because if you still have a subconsciousness, then quite obviously things are hidden that, you know, that you cannot possibly work with. So this is very important. I have for this month also a new opening here in to your direct connect to your home base station, back into the home Shambhala opening, of course, with the right way alignments and many other alignments, bringing you into the bridge of light. As the incoming months, I will bring through how you can open more your sacred geometrical codes, explain them to a deeper level, and open up new codes as well. Codes coming through the elements, codes coming through crystals, gemstones, codes coming through mountains, through herbs, codes coming through trees, flowers, and so forth. So let me know if you are already receiving codes, but perhaps don't understand them so well. So here, communicate what you're getting, because the age of communication should be huge. And everybody has a chance here to interlink, connect with each other, and share your experiences about the codes you can receive and what you're passionate about. So here, the incoming videos will explain how important it is to open up codes within the physical eyes, all the layers within the nervous system, the layers within the blood circulation, codes within the glands, codes within your DNA. So I think it's going to be a very, very interesting year. And thank you so much for being with me. If you like it, thank you for subscribing and assisting my channel to make it all the way through the jet streams of Google. And thank you so much as well. If you want more information, be informed, then subscribe to my newsletter, and I will bring out a lot more information that you can enjoy on every level of your life. Thank you. I'm Sharlotchi.